Oh, boy. Shake, fellas. Shake, folks. That's my Toth deck. That's forever. All right. If you want to understand symbolism, that's a good thing to use. Learn about it. Toth, Aleister Crowley. A lot of people have mixed feelings about that guy, but yeah, sometimes people do bad things, but they also do a lot of good things. So unfortunately, you don't want to encourage them, but at the same time, you don't want good things to go to waste either. So yeah, so it's good to look this up. It's the best if you want to learn tarot, divinity, stuff like that. This is actually, if you want to learn deeper, go into this one. The weight and writer decks are all right, but these are a little bit more intense and more, I don't know. It's just, I like it a lot better. So, okay. Hey, Prairie, how are ya? Hey, DL and Warren, how are ya? Good to see you guys. So, so I'm just doing a bit of a follow-up. I know that I wanted to do it last week there, but I've just been dealing with a lot of nonsense. I'll tell you, it's like I'm being tested. I can tell, like I'm being tested like hard these days. I think there's like I said, there's big things coming soon. And right now I'm being tested on the level that I've never been tested before, because the level of disrespect and arrogance and just lack of consideration that I'm experiencing from people right now is fucking wild. There's a lot of things I want to share. I've been working with My Legacy, which is a cannabis dispensary here in Ottawa. They're not just in Ottawa, but they're all over Ontario. So we have 3 locations here in Ottawa, Orleans, there's Bank Street, and then there's Marieville. And so essentially, look up Chief Robert Riley. He's the one that owns these My Legacies, which is Anishinaabe owned. It's native. So essentially, here in Ottawa, they're allowed to have a trading post. It's considered native land, where they actually can do business with just using banknotes. So if you want to go buy your cannabis there, you go in. It's considered native land, and you don't pay taxes. You have cheaper weed and good quality weed. And as much as I've got a lot of controversy with them right now, I'm not going to take away credit where credit's due, because there's a lot of good things from that place. Unfortunately, the people working in there is not quality. Okay, and they're going to ruin the legacy of My Legacy, if you will, if you keep having people like that working and managing that place. And what I'm kind of seeing as well is that there's people trying to profit and benefit from the Anishinaabe people from these treaties that really shouldn't be involved. Okay, and so I'm here to talk and unpack that, and also follow up with what happened to me there. I put up the video about what happened at the Shepherds of Good Hope, with the violence and the threats and the nonsense I have experienced from homeless people here, and also security guards from the Shepherds of Good Hope. I will be following up. I've talked with Ashley from the Shepherds of Good Hope. She was supposed to call me back. I have her on record. These people need to wake up, because, when you say something, you say you're going to do something, and I get you on record, later on, it's going to come back and nip you in the ass if you don't honor what you said you're going to do. And see, that's the problem we're having with people these days, is that a lot of people talk, but they don't really honor what they say. And it's really aggravating. You can see that really these days the quality of people is not there. We have a lot of people, but there's not much quality of people. So got your video when you were accosted. Oh, thank you, Prairie. Thanks for watching. The wide shipping. Oh, good customer service is imperative to a successful retail business. Okay, what are we talking about here? Just well, it is important. I had to deal with Amazon a few times, and don't get me wrong, their customer service is actually pretty good, but sometimes you deal with a lot of nonsense. Oh, and by the way, I just want to mention, look up pine pollen tincture. This stuff is amazing. I'm 45 years old, and I've noticed my testosterone levels are dropping quite a bit, my energy and things like that. I've been doing this for about a month and a half now. It's amazing the energy I have, and the mental focus is crazy. So look that up, folks. I'm sharing that with you. This is like a gift of the pine tree. Oh, my cannabis store. Okay, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Like if you like I said, I encourage them. I want nothing but the best for them. I think I know Ben and Baco. They're not owners or anything, but they're helping Robert with the operations and things like that. And I have a bit of issues going on where essentially I've helped them out, and I've experienced a lot of hate from some of the employees there, and I tried to address it. And it's just wild when you express yourself, you're firm. There's an issue when someone's being passive aggressive, being disrespectful towards you, and you have the evidence and you know what they're doing, and then you bring it to their attention, and they're not even there. They're not even in the situation, but they're gonna make excuses, and they're gonna side with the people that are causing you a problem. They make up all sorts of excuses and justifications as to why they can do all this stuff, and not even listen and interrupt you and not even let you finish what you have to say. It's wild. Okay. And I've noticed this, like, a lot of people in management are not qualified to be managers because they don't know how to mediate anything to settle any kind of controversies, because they don't know how to be mediators. They don't know how to be neutral and not take sides and just listen to both sides and look at all the evidence first and then make a decision. No, they make all their assumptions and presumptions, and they already have their negative thoughts about you. They're already at odds, and there's nothing you can say or do to change their position because they already have it set in their mind that now, and they're going to do everything in their power to be at odds with you, while you're trying to bridge the gap and still keep the peace and trying to finding solutions. It doesn't matter because you're dealing with people that have no self-respect, and they're just going to talk over you, berate you, and then gang up. That's the other thing they do. They like to gang up because they think that they have numbers that, well, we're all right here. We all think the same, so you must be wrong, and we're right, right? This is the kind of mentality I dealt with going to school when I was younger. I've dealt with this kind of mentality in all sorts of different jobs, especially in sales. The narcissism, the fucking gaslighting you experience in the sales environment is off the hook, folks. That's why I pulled myself out of it. So, but in good news right now is that yesterday I bumped into a legend here in Canada. His name is Norman Traversy. Now, if you look him up, I'm sure some of you know who he is. Norman Traversy is actually a pretty cool guy. I like him a lot. I got a lot of love for him. He's doing a lot of good work. Unfortunately, he is a little older right now, and his health is not doing so good. But I want to support him as best as I can. Also, I met two other of his friends, Danny and Yusuf, warriors, and I'm so happy to meet these people because I was feeling discouraged. But I think I may have made some good allies here in Ottawa. I'm actually going to be meeting up with them at the courthouse here in Ottawa at 161 Elgin today at 2:00. Norman Traversy is supposed to serve court documents to the courthouse. So I'm going to film and document that and also try to get him some more exposure and work with them because I think they have the right mindset. They're warriors. They see what's wrong. So if you know, Norman Traversy was one of the three leaders of the Truckers Convoy here in Ottawa. It was Tamara Leach, Chris Barber, and Norman Traversy. So by what I'm hearing is Norman Traversy and Tamara Leach, they don't even talk to each other. She won't even look at him, he says, which is unfortunate. And I have the same opinion as him, is that right now with the Truckers Convoy, Tamara Leach and all that stuff, it's all a farce, really. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate Tamara Leach. I wish her all the best and stuff. I don't think what they're doing is right. Asking 7-8 years for what they've done. I think they had every right to stand up for justice, for the truth. That these mandates were unlawful. They were pushed upon us. They were trying to poison us with this nonsense. And they had, I think, and I give them a lot of praise and a lot of love and appreciation for standing up and doing what they did. Okay, and the fact that they're going through all of this nonsense, it breaks my heart. And it's evidence to show that our system of law here in Canada is corrupt. Okay, is very corrupt. There's no justice here. Okay, there's no justice whatsoever here in Canada. It's all business. It's the Holy Roman Empire model. I'm sick of it. And the people that are working for the crown, the police, need to be told and shown that what they're part of is criminality, and they need to wake up and stop. And not only that, is just maybe try to change things from within if they can. But I really don't have much faith in these people because right now, like I said, the quality of people these days is suffering big time. And I'm not saying this. I really hate saying these kinds of things, folks. I really don't want to. Like I hate having to admit these things, but it's the facts. These are the truths that we have to, deal with, and we need to address them, and we need to have to put on our warrior pants on and stand up and do something. So here I am, and so I'm trying to find the warriors. I found some yesterday. I'm super grateful. Danny, this guy is actually used to work for the Swiss banks. He used to be the chief financial advisor, or I can't remember exactly the title, but for TD Bank. So by what he shared with me is that in 2017 he woke up and kind of like branched away, did his own alone time, and started learning about what's going on in the world. And so essentially decided to stand up and do something and do the right thing and branch away from the corruption. He knows a lot about Switzerland. He's aware of Sean Ross. I spoke with him about it. He was aware of that. The guy's very knowledgeable, very, very wise. Super, super happy to have met him. And then there's Yusuf. Super great guy, an artist. This guy's got so many talents. I'm super grateful to have met these guys. We had a great conversation yesterday. So yeah, you'll get to know these people. I'm going to share who they are. I'll have some videos and I'll share that on my channel. But yeah, these are people that I've only spent the day with them. Also, Norman Traversy, I've actually met him 4 years ago during the Truckers Convoy when it happened. I spoke with him a whole day, spent with so much time with him. He's telling me everything about himself and sharing his life story, and it was super interesting. I really appreciated his story and came to love this guy very much, and he appreciates me very much. You can tell, when he saw me there yesterday, he was super surprised and happy to see me. I was too. And I'll tell you how we got to meet, because Yusuf, how I met him before I saw Norman and Danny, is just how we met each other on the street. It was like we were supposed to meet. It was just amazing. It was like we looked at each other like we knew each other before. It was like there was something bringing us together, and then boom, I meet Norman Traversy and Danny, and it just went uphill from there. It was amazing. So that's the good news. That's the good stuff. I'm super happy. Right now with my legacy, I'm having some controversy. Right now I've tried to settle it. I tried to talk, but when you're dealing with children that are fresh out of this high school and still, having this brat mentality, it's hard to deal with these people because you can't talk with them. They don't let you finish. They don't let you talk. They don't want to hear what I have to say because, I'm pretty good with my words and I know what I have to say. And when I bring up good points, you could see their body language says more than what their words were saying. And they just want to be at odds with me because they don't like me. I know a lot of people hate on me. I've had people come and tell me, they used to be passive aggressive towards me, be disrespectful in the past, and then later on see me down the street or just meet them up, and then they'd tell me, "Yeah, Charles, you know what? I remember I used to be pretty bad to you. I was disrespectful. I'm sorry because I hated you. I was jealous of you. I didn't like who you were because you made me reflect badly on myself because you were such a good example of how to be." And I've had people tell me that. I had women come and tell me that they were mean to me and not showing me any kind of love or consideration because they said, "Oh, I was a good-looking guy," and they thought that because all good-looking guys are assholes or jerks. That's what they thought, so that's why they would be mean to me. I was like, wow. I got that a lot from people, okay? And growing up, I saw a lot of this kind of behavior, which I didn't understand when I was younger. Now I understand it today, especially when you have people, and I'm not talking about just 2-3 people. I'm talking about a lot of people, people from high school, people I worked with, just people I've known, even people in my own family telling me these kinds of things. And it's like, wow, it hurts because it's like, wow, you're trying to, be kind and be a good light in this world and be positive, generate energy, good energy, and inspire people to do the right thing, take care of their health and, learn the law, learn who they are and stuff. And you get this kind of hate from people. It's wow. You kind of wonder, how lost can you be to hate someone that is essentially so kind and loving and appreciative and such a good energy in the world? And I'm not the only one. My mom gets the same kind of treatment from people. And if you ever met my mom, I have a lot to thank her for because I'm essentially a product of her. She raised me to be the way I am today, and I'm grateful to her for it. And I won't change that because it's the way to be, right? I think it's the best way to be. Are you doing to record him serving the paperwork at the court? Yes, I will. He's going to be doing his own recording, and I'll be doing it as well just to show support. And so it's documented. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll be sharing it with you guys. I really want to get this channel going as much as right now I'm trying to find an editor to help me out. And it seems Yusuf has got experience in this, so he said he'd help me out. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I want to share a lot of Yusuf's work and his personality, who he is, because he's such an amazing guy. Like if you know, I mean, this guy, he's a light in this world. He's got a lot of talents, a lot of potential. This guy, I'm like, it was just amazing just talking with him, the things he shared with me, and just listening to him, and the back and forth we were having was just amazing. It's amazing to meet people that are on the same level as you, not just that, like even higher than me. Like these people, like you know, some of the stuff, like I know they're on a higher level than I am for a lot of things, and I appreciate them, and I'm gonna definitely support them and show them love and appreciation as much as I can. So yeah, this is why I'm doing the live stream, is to kind of update you guys. Also, for the Shepherds of Good Hope, I'm kind of happy because it's Harrison Faulkner. If you're not familiar with his channel there, he's a pretty good guy. He's a young guy. He's reporting on the fentanyl crisis here in Ottawa. He did a video. I put a post up there yesterday. So check that video out. Very good report. And I'm happy he's doing a report on it, because there needs to be attention brought to the fact that the homelessness problem here in Ottawa is really getting out of hand, that I don't feel safe in the street. A lot of people in Ottawa don't feel safe. And see, at my legacy on Bank Street and Gilmore, on that corner right now, like a lot of homelessness problem there, a lot of bad players. You know, it's just sad to see, and my heart goes out to them. Yeah, you love it. Yeah, I like him too. You know, although I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he does share, I do appreciate him, and like I know, like we're not going to agree on everything, and I like to reach out to him and maybe share some things that I know, and maybe help him see things in a better light. So maybe you can maybe share these things as well, because these are important. So I think, yeah, if we can ally with as much people as possible that think enough of themselves to put themselves out there, and you know, do the right thing and try to create a good, positive, and bright society that, you know, that leaves people not left wanting. You know, like I mean, well, right now we have a lot of resources, we have an abundance of things, and right now there are psychopaths, people that are greedy, people that are empowered that shouldn't be empowered, that are causing a lot of problems that don't need to happen, but they're happening because it's profitable for them, and they don't care about the consequences and the nonsense that they cause people. You know, it's sad to see these kinds of people, because, like I say all the time, that we all die one day, and I really would hate to see. Well, no, I'd like to see it actually, but I wouldn't want to be in their situation. You know, to have to answer and have to go through all that stuff and all the reflecting that they were supposed to do while they were alive. Well, now they're going to do it all in one shot, and it's not going to be fun. I can tell you that. You know, there's a saying is, you were baptized through the water, but you will be purged through the fire. And unfortunately, some people are going to have to stay in the fire a lot longer than all other people, and that's not going to be a good process. So the other thing I want to share, what is it? Oh yeah, I actually bumped into my brother in the last couple of weeks there. My older brother Dana, which is only about 6-7 months older than me. He's my half brother, but he's my brother. I love him, and as much as he's always been a bit of an asshole to me in the past, he's shown me a lot of hate. He's got a lot of anger inside of him. You know, I tend to bring out a lot of fucking bad in people, especially when they're really lost. My brother Dana is one of them. And anyway, I saw him. He seems to be on the street right now. He's living on the street. He's got a addiction problem. I don't blame him in so many ways. Like what happened to him there a while back. There, he almost died. He was stabbed multiple times. They pierced his heart and both of his lungs. This is back in 2007, maybe. He was working for a trucking company, where he's doing cash on delivery. And so essentially met this girl at the hotel room. She said, "Hey, can I come meet you at your hotel later on?" He said, "Yeah, no problem." And then boom, when he opened up the door to her, she was there with 5 guys that were part of Red Alert, which is a native gang out of Alberta. And they rushed him, stabbed him, stole his money, and yeah, left him for dead. But he survived. He's a fighter, and like I said, like I love my brother, although he's never been very kind to me. I still show him love and respect. When I saw him, I gave him my name and my number, my email. I told him, if you need anything, get in touch with me. Even though a lot of people are telling me not to, my heart is big, guys. Like I can't look at my brother and not be there for him, even though he's really lost. I try as much as I can, and well, if he wants to keep being that way, then I'll just disengage eventually. But at this point, I still got to try, and I still got to show him love. And and appreciation. He is my brother, he is my blood. So yeah, that's one thing that kind of like affected me in a really bad way. But I'm dealing with it, and it's all good. And then also just the inconsideration I'm getting from people at work. When you go to work with someone and all of a sudden their behavior changes, where you're talking with them and all of a sudden they're ignoring you, they're not saying hi to you, they're not very enthused to talk with you, they're not really responding to anything you're sharing with them. So I got that 2 weekends straight working with, it's actually a couple. It's weird because I thought they were pretty good people, but all of a sudden I saw their demeanor change towards me. And I confronted them about it. I say, hey, do we have a problem? Like, is there anything? And their excuse was, oh, they're tired. But when other people were around, all of a sudden they're very talkative and lively and energetic and whatever. So how am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to think, oh, okay, I guess you're just tired, then it's nothing personal, right? And then when you try to address it with management, well, they're making excuses for them. But we're supposed to be a family there. We're supposed to act like a family. But they say it's okay. If they don't want to talk to me, well, they don't have to. And they don't have to be cordial and respectful and considerate towards me. And if they're tired or whatever. So all the excuses they made for them just didn't make sense to me. It's just they're trying to justify bad behavior, which that's not right. When you work with someone, especially we're only the two of us, together, and then you see them talk with other people. Other people I worked with, I had no problems. I had good conversations all the time. We had a great time. It was good days. But when I worked with those two, it was getting to the point where it's like, I was feeling too much here. I was like, wow. I was like, why am I getting treated like this? And I know it's not in my head. I know the behavior. I know passive aggressiveness. I've dealt with it all my life. I know what it looks like. A lot of people are not aware of it, but just because they're not aware of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? That it's not there, right? So are you going through? Yeah. So he's not afraid to hit the hot topics that the mainstream media absolutely won't touch. Too much of this DEI. Yeah, well, exactly. That's why I like Norman. He's pretty he's pretty outspoken, and he's out there, and he's got a lot of bravery and courage, and I respect him for it. He's got a bit of an ego, which is good, though. He's got a healthy dose of it. I think it's funny and it's good. It's a lot of people appreciate him, and then we need that. We need that in our movement. We need people that, have that kind of confidence and, that have an ego that some people may be thrown off by it, but I know where he comes from. He comes from the heart, and he's aware of who he is and his qualities and things like that. And he likes to share with people, and that's good. That's a good thing, So Norman Travers, like I said, like I love this guy. He's got a lot of courage, a lot of fire inside of him, and Danny and Yusuf, those are other two warriors that I met that I'm super grateful to have met. And I know I'm going to learn a lot from these people, from these guys, these warriors, and hopefully that they learn from me as well. And so far they share, they really appreciate me. So that's good. So we're having a good dynamic, and I think it's going to be a good journey with them. And I think it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. So what else I wanted to share here is, also I have a recording of when the police came to do the report for the assault that I essentially experienced, and when they stole my webcam or my body cam, sorry. So I recorded the engagement. They were very professional, very good. So I wanted to give them a shout out. It's Constable Campbell and Constable Seguin. I could tell they were frustrated about certain things that I was bringing up to light. I kind of told them, I said, well, you have a lot of bad players in the Ottawa Police Services. And Constable Seguin pretty much invited me. He says, he says, well, we're looking for people. We're short staffed right now. You should apply. We're looking for good people. And I said, well, I can't really become a police officer, but if you guys really want to benefit from my knowledge, I'd like to come and talk with you guys and share what I know about the law, and to give you some good tools for you to have under your belt that will help you deal with the social problems that we're dealing with right now in our society. Because the foundations of law, universal law, natural law, these things, they're not taught to these guys. And if they did know that and have a good appreciation for it, I think they would be better constables, and I think we'd have more quality people joining the ranks. And like I said, guys, I am critical of the police. I mean, there's no one more critical. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot more critical people out there, but I am very critical of the police these days. The way I look at it is like, it's a tool. Okay, policing is a tool, just like government is a tool, like a gun is a tool. These are all tools, and we can't hate the tool. We can't hate also symbols and things like that. These are all just tools that we need to use properly to help us in our society. Policing is required. We do need policing in our society. We need government. We need these things. But unfortunately, is the people that are handling these tools right now are mishandling them. They don't know how to handle it, and they're doing more harm than good with it. And that's the mentality we have to adopt. We got to stop acting and talking like we're anti-police and anti-government, because see, this is the fuel that they can use against us to try to disparage us, right? But if you come from an angle of intelligent understanding that it's a tool, and that you're not hating on the government, you're not hating on policing, you're hating, or you're just critical of the men and women that are in power, that these people are just not qualified. You're not saying dismissing government and policing and things like that, because I mean, these are ideologies, these are things that are in place that can help us create a good, responsible relationships with one another, how to do commerce and trade. I mean, these are things important. We need to have set rules that we need to follow in a certain way that's going to generate good, positive feedback between one another. It's nothing wrong with that. But when we don't use it properly, then we cause harm and injury. Just like if I'm going to use a car, it's a tool. I need to get from A to Z. If it helps me get around faster, it's like a time machine in a way. But if I start using it to run people over and, driving on the sidewalk and stuff, well, then I'm not using the tool properly. So what? We're going to start stop people from driving cars now because I'm being irresponsible with it, right? So, these are things that we need to adopt a good mental status to be able to address these problems, because now you're giving the opposition very little to criticize you or to disparage you when you use your words correctly in that sense, to show that, hey, I'm just here to try to generate positive energy. I'm reaching out like a brother. The men and women in law enforcement, yeah, there are a lot of bad apples in there, but I'm sure there's a lot of good people in there that they see the bullshit, but they feel kind of like alone, and they know that if they speak out, they're gonna, and they don't have, I guess, the tools or the mental capacity or the emotional intelligence to be able to deal with that, and have too much to lose. And I understand that. I do, and I come from a place of understanding all the time. But that being said, we really need to find the integrity within us, our moral courage to essentially rise up and, get these police, men and women in policing to, hey, man, like, you have an obligation, a moral obligation to say something and stand up and do the right thing. And if it means you're going to lose your job and well, then so be it. And then the more people do that, the more we'll get the numbers, and then I think we'll have a fair chance. Right now, people are so afraid, and they're experiencing a lot of like nonsense, which makes them kind of cower. But it's not acceptable. You should not cower to these things, So here, cannabis store, good customer service compared to a successful retail business. Yes, it is. Your cannabis store, hello, or nice. Are you going to record him, sir? Oh yeah, you already went to. He's not afraid. Okay, I said that. I don't trust the police at all. No, I don't either. The police have too much power. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have the monopoly on violence, which, if you want a good society in life, you need everyone to be armed and be able to protect themselves. It's a natural, universal law that we all have. We have the inherent right to protect ourselves from government, from our neighbors, from anybody that essentially wants to exercise violence against us or try to, stop us from being able to, have happiness and security and all that kind of stuff. If we have that in our world, in our society, if we have people being able to, then the government is not going to fuck around as much. And that's the truth, and a good government will want the people that they govern to be armed and to be able to protect themselves. You want to generate as much people in your society to be self-sufficient, to not be a burden to other people, to know the law, to know who they are, to be of use to our society, to be there for one another, to know these values. That's what you want as a government, as people in government, the people in power. That's what they should be trying to generate and inspire people to do. But that's not what we're getting, folks. We're not getting the quality of people that we should to be in power. And like, if you look at history, kings and things like that, fuck, it's been a long time since we actually have quality of kings and stuff. But these people, when in the beginning, when these things started, was like, well, because these people were bringing a lot to the table. They were bringing a lot to the community and the society, that their intelligence and their knowledge was so great that people entrusted them to essentially be the light in the society and to guide us in the right direction. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, that leader needs to pay it back and say, okay, well, look, you've entrusted me with this. Now I'm going to share with you what I know, so you can be your own leaders, and you can be, as great or even greater than I am, because that's what you want. You want them to be greater than you. Like, when you have children, you don't want to be better than them and condescend them and whatever. You want them to be as good as you or even better. That's what you should thrive for. That's what you should want from them. And that's what you should help provide the environment and the tools and the knowledge that will make them the best that they can be. And if they're better than you, why hate on them? Like I see that a lot in families where, from uncles or aunts and things like that, where they compete with the younger generation. And it's like, no, man, like that's not what your role is. Your role is to guide them and hopefully you make them better than who you are. That they're going to carry on the torch and of your family tree and do you guys proud and always be better. And then that what they're going to do and pay it forward and do the same thing for their children and so on and so on. And that's how we're going to have a good society. We're going to have good things in the world. But if we keep competing in this bad sense of, oh, well, you want to be praised and you want to get all the attention in the meantime, and then like you're condescending and hating on the people that are essentially, that you look at as being better than you, we're not going to get anywhere. It's just going to cause a lot of problems, right? So, yeah, what else? That's pretty much it. So right now I'm going to be taking off. So I'm just going to go have a bite to eat downtown. Yeah, and I'll keep you guys posted. If I can, I'm going to try to do a live stream from my phone. If I can, I'll try to make it happen because I don't have the best data plan. I don't have a lot of gigabytes to be able to stream. So, but yeah, if I can, I will. If not, don't worry. I'll have the video and I'll put it up on my channel. And yeah, if ever you guys want to reach out and, get together, meet me in Ottawa, I'd love that. I appreciate you guys, everyone that's, comes and watches me and participates in my live streams. I appreciate you. You're my brothers and sisters. I'll never refer you as my followers, subscribers, or things like that. You're my brothers. You're my sisters. I think I don't have a lot, but what I have is quality. I know I have quality people that think enough of themselves to do something and to rise up and to encourage and support men and women like myself. And I know that a lot of you probably have the urge inside of you to be out there. So I encourage you, and I'm here for you. If you need to reach out, just reach out to me. I'll be there. I'll be happy to. This is nothing in the world that makes me more happy to be there for my brothers and sisters. I'm a Piscean. We're all here. We're here to serve. The Pisceans are known. We like to serve humanity. We like to serve. We like to be there for people and inspire good change. Although we can be fuckers and very lost, and when we can, like when we get, because we're very emotional people, very spiritual. When we see a lot of the nonsense, we see our brothers and sisters acting in a way that's like, wow, like this is not necessary. It breaks our hearts, and sometimes we get discouraged and depressed, and we get down in life. But I've learned to pick myself up again and just go back at her, man. That's it. That's all I get. Like I said. It's been happening lately. Last weekend, I was going through really the mental gymnastics I had to go through to suppress a lot of bad negative feelings and thoughts. It took a lot out of me, but I'm grateful that I met Norman Traversy, Danny, and Yusuf yesterday. It was very refreshing for me. It helped me, inspire me, and I know I met some warriors. I got some backup. I got some support here in Ottawa now. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Thank you, Prairie. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you very, very much. You're a warrior, Prairie. I appreciate you're always here. Like the Alan Warren as well. I appreciate you, man. Everyone else that's in the listening right now, I appreciate you. And yeah, I wish you all the best. And may we cross paths and get to know each other in real life, hopefully. All right. So I'll catch you guys later. One love. If you have any questions right now too, feel free to ask me, man. I'll do another maybe 5 minutes. So, yeah, I'll try to live stream, Prairie. I will. I'll try to live stream. But I can't promise that because, like I said, my data plan is not the best. But if I can, I will. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, yeah, feel free to email me or just in the chat, ask me. What else? I know there's something else I want to say. I should start writing things down before I do live streams. I know. I'm kind of just like, I just improvise. I just go. I just, boom. Like fuck it, we're doing it live, like Bill O'Reilly, right? It's, So yeah, and this, if you really want to learn symbolism, There's the tarot cards. It's a good tool. There's a guy on YouTube. His name is Pantaleon. He does tarot readings and stuff and teaches about all this stuff. Pretty interesting guy. I learned a lot from him, especially symbolism. I find is very, very important to learn, folks. Especially when I go out there and talk with the police right now. It's like my main thing I focus on when I deal with them. I ask them about their signs and their symbols, and I stress to them how important it is for them to learn. They have to learn it. There's no exception. There's no excuse as to why they don't know it. They need to know it. And I'm going to be very, very upset with them if they don't make any kind of effort to want to learn what their signs and symbols mean. So, hey, Kat, how are you? It's okay, no worries. Hey, I'm not expecting everybody to to go on my live stream every time right away. But, yeah, you can replay it, whatever you missed. But, yeah, I was just updating people. Updating you guys on what's going on, what's been going on. And like I said, today there I'll be meeting up with Norman Traversy, and Yusuf is going to be there as well. So you'll get to know who Yusuf is as well. And he's got a lot of art. He's got this guy, I'm telling you really got to meet this guy. He needs to have the light shone on him because he's a great light in the world. This guy, the talents and the knowledge he has is amazing. Have I ever been in jail? Yes. Oh, yes. I've been in jail. I've been to the penitentiary. I've been to provincial. I've been in prison, penitentiary, jail, many times, many times. But there's only one time where I was actually, I belonged there. I fucked up. There's a long story. Maybe I'll share with you guys in another stream. But essentially, it was just defending my mother's honor. Her ex-boyfriend stole a lot of money from her, caused her a lot of problems. She tried to find remedy from the lawyers. She was laughed at. There's no justice for her. And essentially, later on in life, I met some pretty shady individuals. Well, one, which actually wasn't shady. He's just like one of those guys that, a lot of potential, great man, a lot of good things, but unfortunately had a drug addiction that made him do bad things. And I was very young and I was influenced to go out and do bad things. And so essentially he came with me along with two other friends to go and collect on an old debt from my mom's ex-boyfriend. And it didn't turn out very well. And I ended up having to serve, it was up to 40 months of penitentiary, but I got 8 months or 9 months that I did before I got sentenced. So they calculated that. So I got 2 years instead. So I did good time. So I was out on, I got out on parole on my 1/3 and did pretty good time. A lot of the people that were essentially watching over me, my counselors and parole officers, really respected me. Thought I was a pretty cool guy, very intelligent. They understood my situation, why I did what I did. And they knew that it wasn't something I was going to do again, which they were right. I'm not into, like I said, I don't like violence. I don't like to do things like that, even though when people trespass against me, I really don't like it when my demon inside starts rattling the cage. When people do that, when they don't act properly and cause that inside of me, I really don't appreciate it. But I'm very strong, man. I'm able to, tell them to shut the fuck up and relax. Okay? So, yeah, the charges, I had a lot of charges at first, but ended up with 7 charges, which were assault causing bodily harm, assault with a weapon, armed robbery, and unlawful confinement. Those were the charges I had. Essentially, it was like a home invasion, essentially. But the way we did it, like I said, I'll share more about it in another stream. I'll dedicate it just to that, so you understand that why I did what I did. And I'm not trying to justify it. It was wrong. It was wrong what I did. And I'll never try to justify it, although some things that I did was kind of justified in a way. But I mean, when you're not getting any justice in life, sometimes you feel like you got to go out and get your own. But the way I took myself wasn't the best way. It should have. I was young. I was 20 years old. I just turned 20 years old, and I was on a lot of pharmaceutical drugs, antidepressants, and I was smoking a lot of cannabis. I was drinking, so a lot of the mixture. So the mindset I had was not a good one back in those days, and going to the penitentiary, losing my freedom was a good thing in a way. And I maximized the benefits from it. I took advantage of a lot of things. I took courses in cognitive skills, emotional management. I went to school, tried to finish my high school, although I didn't finish it, but I was 1 credit away, which is my French. Just 1 credit to get my high school diploma. I got a psychological degree just in penitentiary, dealing with other people as inmates, and then also dealing with the staff, the security guards. You can see that the security guards a lot of times are more fucked than the inmates. The shit I had to go through sometimes was pretty bad. The abuse that we experienced from security guards was pretty bad, and then some of the parole officers and your guidance counselors and stuff like that, the mentality they had was very enlightening to see the mentality that they have. So yeah. There's a little justice in the just us system. Yes, there is. You're right. Like our system of justice, it's not justice. It's like I said, we have the divine right of kings, and we have the whole Roman civil code, which these are not laws. It's not based on moral principles and universal natural law. It's based on, oh, I'm better than you, and I'm going to tell you how things are done, kind of bullshit. And that's Holy Roman Empire nonsense, and divine right of kings nonsense. Power corrupts, absolutely. Or assumed power. Well, that's the thing, right? A lot of people make assumptions and presumptions in the world, and they don't have any evidence to back their claim, and that's the thing. That's how, when you deal with people, in general, that's what you got to do. Is like you have to understand that a lot of us are going on assumptions and presumptions, and we need evidence of fact to back those assumptions and presumptions. You can't just go on those assumptions, because a lot of times we end up being wrong, right? And also, in order to have credibility, you need the evidence of fact to back your claim, and it's important. And then that's truth is the only authority. And when you know the truth, then you can actually have the light to be able to know and do the best thing in life, right? If I'm going to build a home, well, I need to know the truth. I need to know the facts of how I'm going to build a foundation, how to make things level, how to set up the framing, things like that. Have the roofing set, the ventilation system, things like that. If I don't know the truth of how that works, then I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. If I'm going on assumptions and presumptions on how to build a home, chances are the home I'm going to be living in is probably going to end up causing me harm or even kill me, right, in the long term. So, very, very important to learn to, have evidence of fact to back your assumptions and your presumptions. My cousin, wrongly imprisoned in the 80s, got fitted up, mistaken identity because of arrestor bearing false witness. Oh, wow. Is that right, eh, Frank? Sorry that happened to your friend. But yeah, like that's the thing, eh? Like, when they say you gotta take your lemons and turn it into lemonade, sometimes you have a bad hand dealt to you, and it's a good character trait to essentially be strong enough to have the mental fortitude and emotional fortitude and emotional intelligence to say, okay, well, I'm in this situation now. What can I do to make the best of it and, become a warrior and come back, and then you're stronger, right? And so that's good. Good on your friend, man. If you went and got fitted up and things in the end probably, came to light, and now he's free and probably got a nice little payout, I hope. And now he's able to make something of it, hopefully, I don't know what the whole story is, but thanks for sharing, Frank. Thanks for joining the chat, joining my live stream. Good to see you. So that's pretty much it, I think. I got to get going there. It's 12:21. So, I'm supposed to meet up with Yusuf around 1:30 in front of the courthouse. So I'll keep you guys updated and posted. I appreciate you guys. What fitted up means, just meaning like you got in shape. Because when you go to jail, go in prison, you got access to a lot of exercise equipment, which the same thing happened to me. I got in good shape. I got out of there. I was pretty jacked, although I did get a tendonitis from bench pressing. And then I was... I kind of lost it all within months because I couldn't train anymore. I couldn't even do chin-ups, anything. My shoulder was so bad. Anything, any kind of exercise, even doing squats, whatever, it would hurt big time. So, I still got, it's like a bone. So I don't know. It's like a protruding bone from the tendonitis, but I don't have the problem anymore, which I'm grateful. But yeah, it's kept free since. Now a family man, no payout because no justice. Sorry to hear that, bro. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. And that person that bared false witness, there should be consequences and repercussions for that. When you bear false witness, which you see that a lot these days, unfortunately. Like you have a lot of people that do that kind of stuff. Police are bad for that. the police right now, a lot, like I'm telling you, we don't have quality of people. That's why we have a policing problem. We don't have a police problem. We have a people problem where our governments, our school, our education system has done a great job of raising people that don't think much of themselves, but they think much of themselves. They think they have self-respect, but they're sadly mistaken, unfortunately. So blessings to all. Keep your vibes high. Thanks, Frank. Same to you, brother. I wish you all the best. Thank you, Prairie. Thank you, Kat. I am Intuitive Detective and Spellbreaker. That's a big name. That's a long name, but it's powerful. I like it. So yeah, I know you're out in Sweden. You were sharing a lot. Actually, I want to do some more research about what you were sharing there last time. That's alarming for me because in Canada right now we have really bad issues too. So we need to address these things. So stay hydrated, peeps. Yes. Oh yeah. Right now it's really hot in Ottawa, like 34 degrees. So yeah, it's deadly weather. Yesterday I was out there and I got a really bad headache from it. I got too much sun on me. I got roasted a bit there. I was red. But I already had a good established tan, so you don't see the redness right now. But yesterday, yeah, I looked a bit like a lobster. So, all right, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I wish you all the best. Thank you for support. Thank you for your love, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, I'll catch you later. One love.